What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this. We're going to be jumping into another SCP video here today by the Vulcan. We're going to be checking out SCP-5140 Everest, which I had no idea Mount Everest was an SCP, but that's kind of fascinating. So I'm eager to learn what that's all about. So links will be down below in the description, as always, to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to Vulcan's channel. Please do me a favor, click those links. If you enjoyed this video, go give it a like, and if you haven't hit the sub button on the Vulcan's channel over there, hit the sub button. Man makes a lot of great content for the SCP universe, and he puts a lot of work into his videos, and he deserves the love. So please do me the favor of going over there and giving him some support. If you'd like to join us when I do these reactions live, there's a join button underneath the video, as well as a link in the description. We'd love to have you guys come in, join our conversations, and just chill out and have a good time while we go through these videos. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out the YouTube membership benefits and tiers that I offer. See if you want to take your sports to the next level. Regardless, with all that said, let's jump into the video. Again, this is SCP-5140 Everest by the Vulcan.
Good afternoon, everyone.
It's Dr.
My
Miller
name is
again.
Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-5140. Containment Class, Keter. Disruption Class, Eki. And Risk Class, Critical. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the exorbitant cost and difficulty in safely extracting SCP-5140 instances from Mount Everest, Mobile Task Force Delta-14, Winter Wonderland, will periodically ascend Everest to bury any SCP-5140 instances in the snow.
Huh. So I wonder what that means. Does it mean that people that climb Mount Everest, like a certain amount of them, become SCP anomalies? Or is it a situation where someone that climbs Everest that dies then becomes an anomaly? Like, what does that mean? And that also must be a pain in the ass, like every time something happens, to have to go up there and climb Everest to do something about it.
Campaigns are underway to tighten restrictions for climbing permits for Mount Everest on both the Nepalese and Tibetan sides.
Interesting.
Description. SCP-5140 refers to a number of frozen corpses scattered across Mount Everest, located in the Himalayas of Tibet. The number of SCP-5140 instances is unclear, but is accepted to be over 100 and below 200 at the time of writing.
So I'm assuming that, yeah, that just means the amount of people who have died climbing Everest is somewhere in that number. Huh. So, like, I'm just wondering what it is, right? Like, is Everest some kind of weird, like, necromantic temple or something like that? Like, is there some kind of, like, Davite shrine or temple that's buried under Everest somewhere, and the mountain is built up and has amplified it or something, and so when people die there, they become like some kind of undead thing or something, you know? I don't know.
SCP-5140 instances are ectoentropic. When physically exposed to heat of any form, including body heat, they will absorb it without raising their temperature, which rests at approximately 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
So they, like, absorb heat. Huh.
This process usually renders physical contact with SCP-5140 instances fatal. If an individual dies as a result of contact with SCP-5140 instances, their corpse will become another 5140 instance.
Interesting.
Addendum 5140.1. Mission Record, November 12th, 2015.
Status update. Approaching summit. Encountered 34 bodies across Chinese route. Buried all. Provisions steady. Likely to reach summit tomorrow. Acknowledged. Continue. Encountering minor anomaly on instances. Exceptionally low temperatures result in muscle contraction post-mortem. Bodies curled up and frozen. Hard to pry open before burial. Might have to bury like that. Acknowledged. Permission granted. Bury is convenient. Approaching summit. Abnormally high numbers of instances.
So what are they talking about with, I would assume any of the SCP-5140 entities are talking about burying, right? Like, because they absorb heat, right? Is there any way to like, would like taking a flamethrower to them and burning them, would it like kill them, or would they just absorb all that heat and like it energize them? Like, is there any way of just destroying the bodies? Could you just like stick some dynamite in them? I mean, obviously that could be a bad situation because you could cause all kinds of crazy avalanches and whatnot, but like, you know, they're the SCP Foundation. They could make some kind of excuse of like, hey, we have to quarantine off the mountain to do this and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to cause controlled avalanches, you know, whatever. They can make the story, right? But like, is there any way they could just like destroy all the bodies or as many of them as they could find? You know what I'm saying?
Instances. Encountered 19 since yesterday. Old instances getting unburied.
Old instances getting unburied.
Likely.
Interesting.
Strong winds blowing off snow. Bury deeper if possible.
How are you going to do that on a mountain,
Approached
dude?
Hillary Step this morning. Will ascend to summit in an hour or two. 14 more bodies since last contact. Team unnerved. Understandable. Almost there now. Discovered lone body on summit. Attempted to bury. Shovel hit something. Is stuck. Can't pull it out. Turned around, body was gone. Fell off the summit? Don't know. Team is
That could be
rattled.
bad. That could be bad, right? Like if one of these things falls off the summit and like lives and is able to run amok lower down towards more the base of the mountain where it's not as cold and there's more people, like whatever this thing is could spread and create more. That could be bad.
Please advise. Acknowledged. Sending out survey teams. Attempting to see if something was seen falling from summit. Use a spare shovel if more bodies are encountered. Orders are to descend from Chinese route using already cleared path. Godspeed. Descended step. Patrick touched one. Me and Arnold buried him.
Yikes.
Acknowledged. Emergency. Attempted to descend Chinese route. Discovered camp remains torn apart. 3 instances curled up in tent. Instances moving? Hurried descent.
I kind of like how this is like basically a log of the MTF team and whatever SCP base is, you know, them just kind of communicating briefly back and forth with each other. I like this.
Acknowledged. Get down safely.
But it seems like
We'll
a
move
base
forward
camp was
from there.
attacked by these things.
Personnel ready to receive you at Camp B. Stay safe. Mass of them blocking the path. One reached out from the ground, grabbed Arnold. He's one of them. I ran back. Can't go down, can't go back up.
Yikes.
Arnold was carrying provisions. Only have 1 can of oxygen left.
This is turning into a horror movie now. Like they're trying to get out of here, and more are being attacked and created in these things. There's one, it sounds like one guy might be left now. He's not the one carrying any of the provisions, doesn't have an oxygen tank, or at least an extra spare. Not sounding good for bro here.
Help. Attempt to use flag on to clear path. Stay at safe distance. Team is already en route to extract you. Stay calm. Minimize breathing. They're moving. Don't come to the summit. It's not safe. The ground isn't safe. Don't let climbers on Everest. The mountain is danger.
That sounds like the whole summit is made of these things. That would be spooky. Again, like my original thought is this some kind of like weird Davite necromantic shrine or something like that that is creating these things that either is underneath Everest, that is, or Everest itself is made of this. Like, what's causing this?
Team is arriving in less than 2 hours. Hold steady.
A rescue detachment of Mobile Task Force Delta 14 arrived at Charlie Smith's GPS tracker an hour and 36 minutes later. They cited no unburied SCP-5140 instances on their approach. Smith's body was discovered, lacking the signs typical of an SCP-5140 instance. Autopsy indicates he died from exposure and suffocation due to inadequate oxygen intake. Further investigation indicated his oxygen intake valve was damaged during the ascent to the summit. Bodies of Arnold Hillary and Patrick Edmund were discovered higher up Everest. Hillary died from exposure, while Edmund was found to be an SCP-5140 instance. It is currently believed that Smith's inadequate oxygen led to him hallucinating SCP-5140 instances, blocking their path and destroying their campsite. Hillary's foot was found wedged into a rockfall,
Interesting.
likely the source of his immobility.
So oxygen deprivation caused them to hallucinate the situation. I mean, is that the case? Or was it real and they're covering it up situation, you know?
This incident has been taken into account, and supply manifests for future expeditions adjusting accordingly. Addendum 5140.2 File update April 25th, 2024. Location: Mount Everest, Nepal. Status: concluded. Time: 1:49 p.m. local time, April 25th, 2024. Disruption class: Kennick. Event summary: increased global temperatures have resulted in significant thawing of ice sheets and snowdrifts on Everest. Such thawing caused a large avalanche at 11:49 a.m. local time, which moved a large amount of snow off the summit. Lower depth of snow allowed scanning planes to identify significant amount of SCP-5140 instances below the snow. Further excavation revealed SCP-5140 instances form a significant portion of Everest itself.
45%.
Currently, it is estimated 45% of Mount Everest's mass is formed by corpses.
Yikers, brother. Okay. That's kind of terrifying. That makes me think that it wasn't a hallucination and that guy actually saw what he was seeing, and they just kind of bury themselves and go back dormant under the snow or something like that. I don't know, but 45% of the mass, man, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not gonna sit here and try to do all the calculations, but you know, the largest mountain on the surface of our planet, 45% of the mass of it are these undead entities. Again, that makes me think that there's got to be something there, right? Some kind of temple or shrine, Davite or otherwise, or some other kind of SCP object there that is creating these things and attracting them there or something like that, you know? Who knows? But that's pretty, yeah, that's a big yikes. Like, those things get off the mountain and start running amok, that's going to be a problem. And again, like, what can you do to destroy him? Is it possible to destroy him at all? I like it. The article doesn't elaborate. It doesn't sound like they've even tried to, you know, in any kind of way. So, but yeah, that was SCP-5140 Everest. You know, I never really had a desire to, you know, climb Everest before. I certainly wouldn't now, you know, if that was real. But yeah, the links will be down below, as always, to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to the Vulcan's channel. So please do me a favor, click those links if you enjoyed this video, go give it a like. And if you're not already subbed to the Vulcan, you know, go over there and hit the sub button on his channel. Man deserves the support. He makes a lot of great content, puts a lot of time and effort into his videos. So please show the man some love. Love to have you guys come and join us when we do these reactions live. There's a join button underneath the video, as well as a link in the description to the YouTube membership benefits and tiers that I offer. We'd love to have you guys join the discussions, you know, come in, hang out, and chill with us. So if that sounds like you would have an interest in that, check those out if you decide you want to take your sport to the next level. Regardless, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day. See you on the next one.